welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, welcome for the first time.
Oh, we're just jumping right in?
Yeah. We've been talking about doing a collection video for a while now. Do a collection video, so buckle up. We're going to start with our TV series stuff, and then we'll move into our movies, which we'll probably break that into like DVDs and Blu-rays. So yeah, let's just hop right fucking into it, I guess. Start with our anime, huh? Ooh. Seasons 1 through 9, Dragon Ball Z, all of them. It's like this cool sale that Walmart had, which they're doing it with My Hero now, and I kind of want to get it, but we've never seen My Hero, so I haven't done it. But she's never seen Dragon Ball either, but I have. So.
I know the gist of Dragon Ball, but I've never sat down to watch it.
She's never seen it.
Maybe I will one day.
But I have, so I got it. I also have all of Dragon Ball GT. Sorry.
Ow.
Dragon Ball GT, which is pretty good. That's just DVDs. And then I got the movies. I'm missing one set of movies, but I have these two. So, yeah. And I also have Dragon Ball Super Part 1. Which they're doing a set of this like what I have for the Dragon Ball Z, but I haven't got it yet. Which I think I'm going to trade this one in and then just go get the set. But that's all the Dragon Ball. That's the way to start off. It's pretty much just going to be... This little stacks that we have is just anime, but the anime is not going to last very long, so... One Punch Man. I love One Punch Man. It's like one of my favorite animes. I just think it's fun.
One Punch Man is a good anime.
It's a lot of fun. It's goofy.
This is seasons 1 and 2, I believe.
Yeah, and season 3, I want to say, is coming out soon. I think. So. This is one of the only anime that I watch in English. We don't normally watch them in English, but I watch this one in English because the voice acting fits much better in English, in my opinion. The voice actor for Saitama in English is hilarious. So.
Am I still going on my side?
Oh, you can do another one, yeah, because I did a couple already. Boom.
Demon Slayer. Yep. I don't even know what seasons they are. Oh, this is a movie.
This is the movie.
I have not seen.
And then this is the...
I don't even know which one this is.
The arc. Yeah, no. So it's this is the episodes 1 through 7, the Mugen Train arc, and this is the movie for it. So it's the same thing, but the movie versus the episodes. We want to get the other Demon Slayer shit, but Demon Slayer is very expensive.
It is very expensive. Everything Demon Slayer is super expensive.
Very expensive, but eventually gonna get it because I love Demon Slayer. Which we're still working on getting her through it.
God.
But
I'm just gonna hold all these up at once. Can't even see it.
AOT.
Oh, upside down.
We got AOT seasons 1 through 3. We don't have 4 yet. And then part 1 of the movie, which I can't find part 2 in Blu-ray. But the movie's fun.
It's fun, yeah, for sure. But when we first got it, I was like, what the fuck?
The graphics aren't the best, but there's some good qualities about the movie, in my opinion.
I mean, it's fun. The story is a little different.
A little bit. But there's some good qualities about the movie. It's pretty dark. There's a couple scenes in it that are
I will say
pretty disturbing.
The Titans in this movie, the way that they look are so funky.
It is. It's just people that are enlarged.
Yeah.
But
we got that going for us, so that's
fun.
good. I started watching Attack on Titan when I was 13. I think I was 13.
I started on season 2. Like when season 2 was coming out. AOT's great though. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Even if you're not an anime person.
It's definitely my favorite anime, for sure.
Even if you're not an anime person.
The story in itself is honestly just really good. The characters are great.
Give it a go, man. It's great.
It's great all around.
It's great. Next, we have my favorite anime, Ghost in the Shell, which you can't see that way. That's the show, which I have not seen the show yet, actually. It's like 26 episodes. I have never got a chance to sit down and watch it, but I really want to. And then...
You haven't seen the show?
No. Just the movie.
Oh.
Movies, I've seen a couple of
Did the movies come out first?
Yeah, the movie is what came out first, and the show came out later down the road.
Gotcha.
Which is my steelbook version of the original. My favorite anime. It's one of the first anime I ever saw. And I love it dearly.
I have not ever seen Ghost in the Shell.
It's so good. I also have the new movie, which it's still good. It's pretty much just the same thing. I'm pretty sure this one was. There was one that is literally the exact same storyline, just different graphics. It might be this one. I don't remember. There's a couple different versions of Ghost of the Shell, but my favorite is the original. I also have the live action with Scarlett Johansson, which I just have over here because it's Ghost in the Shell. Which I think this movie got a little too much hate. I actually think this is a really good live action version of it. I think it's really good. A lot of fun.
I've never seen.
I think it's pretty good. I also have this random one, White Snake. Which
I've never seen that.
It's not very well known. It was just randomly at Walmart one day, and I liked the cover of it, so I got it. It was a pretty good anime, though. If you're an anime fan, check it out. I suggest it. It's not, like, super intense, though. It's kind of PG-ish, PG-13-ish, something like that. But it's pretty good. And then our last one, Death Note.
Death Note. That was the very first anime that I ever watched.
It's a must-have if you're an anime fan.
Yes. Death Note holds a very dear place in my heart for sure because it was the very first anime I watched. I would say that this is what really got me into anime.
It's a great anime.
It's very good. The story's great.
Do not watch the live action. It sucks.
So bad.
Watch the anime.
But this is good. Fire.
That's our anime.
It's getting there.
Yeah, we want to get more anime because we both love anime, but anime is so expensive.
Yeah, it is.
So these sets that Walmart has been doing, though, are actually pretty good deals and are making it much more affordable. But anime is just expensive, naturally. By nature, it's expensive.
Unfortunately, it's expensive. But we try our best to buy what we can.
I'll give you that pile. That's actually fucking most of your shit. I don't give a shit about that pile.
Yeah, you do.
Except for a couple.
Gracious.
Two of them I care
about. This is ass.
The pile?
This.
Or you mean the top? Because the pile, let's calm down.
I know what the pile is. The pile is good, but this is ass.
Yeah, that one is. I'm still gonna get part 2 though, just cause collector. I'm a freak. I'll start.
Okay.
Which I'm not starting with that.
Yeah,
one.
don't start with that shit.
I'm not starting with that one. We got The Walking Dead. Seasons 1 through 10 because I didn't get 11 yet.
Big Walking Dead fans.
It's 10. So yeah, seasons 1 through 10. Still need to go get 11, which I'm gonna do soon. Probably when I get paid, I'll go grab it. And then we'll have all of it. This is probably my favorite show ever. Just because, I don't know. I just love it. I love it for one, and I have good memories with it. Me and my mom used to watch it together, like every week. So, I don't know.
I wanted to watch The Walking Dead for a really, really long time, and nobody wanted to watch it with me. So I want to say maybe a little over a year and a half ago.
It was about a year ago, because it was when you moved into that other apartment.
Yeah, so I want to say about a year ago, Alan and I started watching it, because I couldn't find, nobody wanted to watch it with me. And we watched...
A lot. We cooked through this episode, or this series so fast.
Yeah, we finished, like, the whole series, and, like, caught up to the point you're on TV. Within, like, a span of, like, a month and a half.
Because it was every single day just rolling around us watching The Walking Dead. Whether we worked or not, It was either we'd wake up and watch The Walking Dead, or we'd wake up, go to work, come home, then watch The Walking Dead.
Yeah. And like you said, like days that we had off, we would wake up, watch The Walking Dead until we had to go to bed. And our cutoff time was like 2:30.
It was, yeah. We watched so much of it. Just so fast.
It was ridiculous. I have never buzzed through a show that fast before.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Me saying it's my favorite will probably get hate, but I just have a lot of fond memories with the show.
I would say it's one of my favorite shows also.
I love the characters. I love the story. I'm a big horror person, which you'll see by the end of this video, that I just love horror. So that's another reason why I think I love this one so much above other shows, is because it's horror-esque. But it's just the characters are
really good.
Really well done. The story's really well done. It does drag a little at times.
Every show does, I feel.
I will admit, there are some things they could have done better with the show, but I think seasons 1 through 6 of The Walking Dead are about as good as you can possibly get a show to be. And then 7 and 8 I also think are really good. I know a lot of people trash those 2 seasons. I think they're really good if you sit down and really look at them as a whole. It definitely could have been condensed, but I still think it's great. And then 9 and 10 and 11 I think are actually underrated too, I'm gonna be honest.
I think the whole series is good.
I think the whole series is good, man.
Alan and I, when we finished this originally, the very next day we restarted it from the pilot. And watched through the whole thing again.
Have to.
And it was a repeat. Like, we would go to work, come home, watch The Walking Dead until we had to go to bed.
I just love it. I remember, and when we
so ridiculous.
When we first started the show, and even through her first watch, it took her a long time to get favorite characters. And it took her a while to really actually get into the show and let it sink in. I mean, we sat there and binged it, like she enjoyed it, but she did, like, it didn't really latch onto her yet. And now anytime we watch this show, she's crying like every episode.
Yeah, I do. Because I know the end result of, like, all the characters. And, yeah, when we watched it through a second time, I was, like, sobbing every other episode.
It's one of those shows that I think the more you watch it, the more invested in the characters you get. Which is crazy because you already know the outcomes. But I think it's, you get more and more invested in it every time you watch it. And I think it hurts more every time you watch it.
Yeah. I did not get a favorite character of this show till, I want to say, like, I don't even know. It took me a minute.
Because even by the time we got to Negan, you were still kind of like, oh, like, I like some of these characters, but, like, yeah. And then it's just, I don't know. I think on the second rewatch, you were definitely, like, starting to love all the characters a lot more as well.
Especially through, like, the second rewatch, I was able to, like, have a ranking of the characters. Like, through the first watch, I definitely had characters that I loved. Daryl's one of my favorites. But when we first started watching the show, I did not like Daryl.
Nobody does.
I did not like Daryl at all. I was like, this dude sucks.
That's just a part of his character. You gotta let him develop.
I hated him at first, but now I love Daryl.
Yeah. But seasons 1 through 6, I've seen 100 times over. I've watched seasons 1 through 6 so many times.
Yeah.
Because I just love it so much. But I'm a Glenn fan. Glenn's my number one.
Yeah.
I'm still heartbroken. I'm still devastated.
Well, and, like, the problem with me is because you watched it live, I didn't. So I feel like I didn't get an attachment to Glenn.
With the show.
Yeah, I didn't gain an attachment to Glenn like everybody else when they were watching it live, because I feel like they had more time to sit with Glenn than I did.
This show...
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And there was a lot of promotion and stuff that happened with the show when it was live. That they messed with fans a lot with stuff, and they would, like, tease things, and they would make you think something was going some way, and it wouldn't do that. And this show, when this show was live, especially in its prime, like season 5 and 6, this show was massive.
Yeah, and
this show was like built different at the time, with, like, just with the big, like, the reach that it had in television at the time was huge.
And because I didn't watch it live, like, I didn't pay attention to anything Walking Dead, I probably, like, saw things here and there and was like, oh, but I don't really remember anything like how you remember, because I didn't watch the show, so I kind of just ignored it, you know?
It was so big. It's nothing like anything I've seen with television.
I just never... I've always wanted to watch it, but I never had anybody to watch it with until you and I started dating.
Yeah, so I don't know. The show is huge. So big that it had its own talk show.
Yeah.
I mean, after every single episode had The Talking Dead.
Yeah, I never got to experience that till the last season.
That's just crazy. The show got that big.
Or second half of the last season.
So, I don't know. That was, like, the first that I ever saw of anything like that, where, like, it was a huge thing on social media for people to gather and, like, talk about something. It was, like, the first that I ever saw of that. So.
Yeah, I never got to sit with Glenn, I feel like, as more people did. I still like him. I think he's a good character, but he doesn't make, like, my top 3.
It's blasphemy.
But it's only because I binged it. I don't know.
It's blasphemy.
We had two different experiences. We had 2 different experiences with the show.
But I still stand by the fact that I think Rick Grimes is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, television protagonist that there is. I think the fact that he didn't win some awards for this is a little absurd, in my opinion. Because Rick Grimes' journey is just insane to me. When you look at episode 1 Rick and you compare it to season 5 Rick, you're like, what the fuck happened? You're like, what the fuck happened?
When he gets that jacket, as soon as he puts jacket on.
Bloodbeard Rick. Come on now. There's just nothing out there like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
and too, the people that they casted for the characters, I don't think they could have done a better job.
It's so good.
Everybody in that show does a phenomenal job with the characters that they had to play.
Yeah.
I couldn't see anybody playing Rick.
No.
Or anybody playing Negan.
No. Yeah, no, it's perfect. Anyway, we just talked for like 8 minutes. Sorry. To go with The Walking Dead, we got Fear.
Which we haven't seen. I haven't seen.
I've seen season 1, because I watched it when it came out. I just didn't continue with it. But I've seen season 1. I do have seasons 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. So I don't have 4 or the new season.
We can't find 4.
I cannot find 4 on Blu-ray at all.
I've never seen a lick of Fear. We'll start it eventually, but we haven't.
I'd like to watch through it and see where it goes, but it was pretty good. It's obviously not as good as the Mother show, but it was pretty good still. It was worthy of a watch. Duh. This one, on the other hand.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that one.
That's the collection for Walking Dead.
The only thing I'm going to say about World Beyond, Alan and I tried to watch it after we finished The Walking Dead. We couldn't even finish it.
Rough. Still haven't finished season 1.
We couldn't even finish it.
Which I know season... I'm gonna be honest, I looked up spoilers for that show. I did. I can't.
You did?
It was so bad. Yeah, I did look up season 2 and the connections it has with Rick and the Mother show. So...
I was a dud.
Yeah, it had stuff it had cool ideas. The actors that they chose were fucking so bad. They sucked. I'm sorry, but they sucked. It's some of the worst acting
We
I've
couldn't
ever seen.
finish it.
The 2 lead girls are terrible. Like, it was just so bad. Anyway.
I feel like we're hating.
It was so bad. And I think anybody who's watched it could agree that it sucked. It was terrible. Anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Anyway, that's it.
Breaking Bad, which we've showed already.
Seasons 1 and 2, because we haven't started 3 yet. But
this will grow.
Yep. By the end of our journey with Breaking Bad, we'll have all the seasons.
This is a show that I have seen that Alan has not. Black Sails.
Season 1.
I think I have seen. I don't even know how many seasons there are of this show. I want to say 3 or 4.
Yep.
I think I've seen the first 2. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched the show. My dad and my brother got me into the show. The best way I can explain it is if you like Peaky Blinders, you'll like this show because it's literally Peaky Blinders but just with pirates. It's a good show. Highly recommend. Black Sails, fire.
Haven't seen it. I just picked it up at the Exchange one day with the intent of sitting down and watching it with her one day because she recommended it.
Game of Thrones. I really like Game of Thrones. We're not gonna sit here though and talk about Game of Thrones because Alan doesn't like it and I really like it.
Walking Dead got an 8-minute segment. Game of Thrones is about to get one too. Let's fucking.
No, I don't want to sit here about and talk about Game of Thrones because I really like it and I don't want to hear you trash it.
That's fair.
Thank you. I like it. We're not gonna talk about it, but I really like it. Alan doesn't, so.
I don't.
We're just gonna move along.
I don't like it. I collected it though because she does like it. So.
I do. It's one of my favorite shows.
So that's why we have it, because I'm nice and got it for her. Although we don't have season 6 because it's kind of harder to find than the others. But we will find it one day.
Yeah.
Just not today.
Yeah.
Some random shit. This one I'm just gonna hold this one as a big hole and just put it right back.
I haven't seen any of these.
This is my Ghost Hunters collection. If you can tell, I love Ghost Hunters.
I do also enjoy Ghost Hunters, but not as much as Alan.
I love the show. This is like a comfort show. And if I'm doing something, if I'm like editing or something, like tomorrow when I edit, I'll probably pop one of these in and just have it on in the background.
I used to watch Ghost Hunters when I was a kid. I remember like putting it on TV. But
I have all of seasons 1 through 5, half of season 6, all of season 9, and then some of International, which is not as good as the original show, but it's still okay. But I don't know if anybody's ever actually seen this. Probably some of the older crowd might have seen this.
I would think so.
It was on what channel is it on? Sci-Fi.
Yeah, I will say.
Yeah. Yes, we're old enough to know what cable television was.
Yeah.
By the way, I know a lot of people think we're extremely young. We're not that young.
We're not.
We're not that young. We do know things.
Even though I look like I'm 17, I promise that I'm not.
Yeah.
Also, to add to shows that we used to watch when I was a kid, we don't have it because we can't find it anywhere, but I used to watch this show called Scarred. Let me know if you have seen that show. It used to come on Tuesdays at like 8 or 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I can't find that show anywhere.
I look every time I go.
But I promise it exists. It's literally just about people who get in like skateboard accidents and break their bones.
Yeah, I look every time I go, but I can't find it.
I have not seen the show, but we have Blue Mountain State.
If anybody has seen the show, please let me know and tell me that you love it.
I have not seen it.
I'm gonna sit her down and watch it with her because it's so.
I don't even know what it's about.
It's just a college football team and their partying problems. It's great.
Never seen it.
It's a fucking fantastic show. It's awesome.
Tales from the Crypt?
Tales from the Crypt. Only have season 1.
I've not seen this.
Just started collecting it earlier this year and just haven't gotten all of them. It's a fun horror show. I don't know why I thought it was for kids. Maybe because I used to watch it as a kid, but it's not for kids. But yeah.
Castle Rock?
Season 1.
I have seen half of season 1.
Season 1 is good. I think season 2 is much better. Season 2 is based off of Misery.
I have only seen half of season 1, like way back when. I know you fuck with this show heavy.
Flashpoint. I don't normally like shows like this, where they're like the TV cop show stuff, but this one is incredible. So.
I have seen a little bit of Flashpoint. I remember it being on TV and like watching episodes here and there, but I've never watched it like all the way through from start to finish.
It's a Canadian show for our Canadian people, Canadian folks.
Oh my god.
What?
Nothing.
What?
There's so much.
Before we get into those, I'm just gonna, just like the Ghost Hunters, I'm gonna just throw this up here. This is pretty essential for anybody our age, I believe.
Oh my god, yeah.
I think this is essential for anybody in our age group.
We even have Viva La Bam.
Yeah, we got Viva La Bam in here, so you know what I'm saying. Pretty sure I have all of Viva.
We do.
I don't remember if there's anything after season 5.
I don't think there is.
I don't think there is, but this is seasons 1 through 5. Which we were rewatching this a little bit when we first got it, but we never watched all the way through again. I would love to sit down and watch all the way through because this show's fucking awesome.
All of us, there's 2 of us here.
Everybody needs Jackass, man.
We both have seen all of Jackass.
Yeah, we don't have all of it. There's still a couple seasons of Wild Boys I'm missing. And I don't have the .5s, all of them. I think I have 2.5. I do. I have 2.5, but I don't have 3.5. And I don't have Forever yet. But I do have the show and the Lost Tapes in season
Jackass
1
is
of
a
Wild Boys.
classic.
Yeah, I think if you're in our age group, this is pretty essential to have.
I remember like growing up and watching Jackass. I feel like we like grew up on Jackass.
That's an essential buy.
Jackass was like the shit.
Yeah.
You were like cool if you watched Jackass.
Still are.
Still are. We have Rick and Morty.
Seasons 1 through 3.
Whoop, whoop. I love Rick and Morty.
Need 3 through 6.
I think Rick and Morty is a funny ass show.
It is, even though they have their stuff going on.
Yeah, which
Still a funny show.
I'm not gonna touch on, but I think Rick and Morty is a great show. Alan and I were kind of rewatching it like a month or so ago. I think we finished season 1.
Finished season 1. We're in a little bit on season 2.
I have seen all of Rick and Morty except for the very last season that came out.
I've seen like seasons 1 and 2, and then a little bit of 3 probably. So it is a good show though. It's great if you're into that comedy.
I think the comedy in Rick and Morty is fucking hilarious.
It is funny. There are some episodes that I don't really find as funny, but the ones that are funny are just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Also essential.
Scooby-Doo.
This is the OG show. For anybody who doesn't know, it's the OG.
I feel like everybody has seen Scooby-Doo.
Woo. Woo, 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 woo. Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor.
I have seen The Haunting of Hill House, but I've not seen Bly Manor yet.
They're both great. Hill House is definitely better, but I think they're both pretty great.
I do want to watch Bly Manor. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but
You can sit down and watch it soon. It's a pretty quick watch.
I'll hold both of these up.
This is another one that competes with The Walking Dead for my favorite show ever. I've seen each episode of this series, all 200 episodes of this series, a couple hundred times over.
Look how nice that looks.
There's a new box set at Walmart that I have to get as well.
Which, a quick little story of that 70s show for me. I have actually never finished that 70s show, and I have tried to watch it at least 4 times. Because every time I try to sit down and watch it, whatever I am watching it on either takes it off or like something happens. I remember watching it on Netflix, and I never got to the point where Donna turns blonde. Whatever season that is, I have not seen from then on.
That's season 6.
So I haven't seen from 6 on.
Or 7. It might be 7. I think it's season 7.
6 or 7 on, I have not seen. But I have seen every season, like, before that, like, 3 or 4 times. So,
I've seen it all the way through.
I don't know the end result of that 70s show, but I do think it is a very funny show, and I do really like it. But I have not finished it yet.
I've been watching it since I was a kid. I've watched it all the way through so many times. You could literally throw on any episode and throw me in the middle of it, and I can recite the episode from there on, probably.
I do want to finish it. I never.
Very embarrassing talent. I said a very embarrassing talent.
I started watching it on Netflix, and then they took it off, and then I started watching it on HBO, and then they took it off, and then I started streaming it, and then the site that I was using like crashed, and now they don't have it anymore. So.
Damn.
But now we have the hard copy, so I don't have any fucking issues if we ever sit down to watch it.
And all the bonus content. Mm-hmm. All right. On to the next one. This is one, I don't know if anybody's going to know this one. If you do, I'm proud of you. This is another one of my favorite shows.
I think people would.
I think some people, I think the older crowd will.
I remember seeing this on TV.
Yeah. Well, we're not like older crowd, but older than some of our viewers. Some of the viewers who are younger and weren't around for cable television, I don't think would know the show. Because it's another cable television show.
Probably not.
So, it's a haunting. I have seasons 1 through 5? 4. Seasons 1 through 4.
That show was creepy back in the day.
There are some episodes that are still pretty creepy, actually. But if you've never seen it, the effects are pretty bad. But they're so campy and just so fun. It is
a fun show.
It's just such a fun show. And if you grew up watching it, or if you just watched it when it was on TV, let me know. Let me know how much you love it.
Some of the stories are pretty eerie.
Yeah. It's just another comfort show. It's another one that I can throw on in the background for background noise. If I'm doing something. This is another show that we both love.
Love. We were just talking about the show yesterday. We were
Love it.
I think it's time for another rewatch.
Love it so much. We've had a couple people recommend it.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, we've already seen it a couple times through. But we will be reacting to season 5 when it comes out next year.
With that being said,
Stranger Things.
Woo!
Which, it sucks they have not put out 3 or 4 yet on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's pretty trash. I don't know why they haven't. I don't know why they did that.
This one's cool though because it looks like a little like VHS.
They're both VHSs, but they're different types. So this is like the paper VHS, like the little cardboard VHS look.
This is the one that you open.
And then this is like the Blockbuster type, whatever the fuck.
Super cool.
Like the packaging the Blockbuster used to ship out their fucking
yeah.
their rented VHSs in. So that's pretty cool. We're both huge fans of Stranger Things. This one comes with some pics.
It comes with like old fake little Polaroid pictures.
Yeah. Just cool little stuff like that.
We were just talking about Stranger Things yesterday because lately our like TikTok feed has been showing like Stranger Things stuff, and we were saying how we wish that we started our channel when 4 came out because we watched it and
we talked about doing
shambles.
reactions. We were talking about doing reactions at the time for that, for Rings of Power and House of the Dragon, whatever the fuck, because they're all coming out around the same time frame a little bit.
We just didn't have the equipment, or
we did actually because I had the Mac. I didn't know how to do any of it yet, so
yeah,
we didn't do it.
And we were still very back and forth from your house and my house, and
yeah,
it was a whole ordeal. But to say the least, we were pretty distraught.
We were in shambles in the last episode. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But we got our old roommate, who we've mentioned, I think, was living with us at the time of season 4, and he had never seen the show, but he's a big D&D person, and I was like, yo, like, you know, the show's like based around D&D, and he was like, oh no shit, let's watch it. And he watched it. He ended up loving it. We took him all the way through the show, and then once season 4 came around, he watched that with us. So I think when season 5 comes around, I think we'll invite him on the show as a guest.
To do reactions for the new season. I keep getting
hiccups, motherfucker. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, we'll bring him on as a guest, and he can do the reactions to season 5 with us, as she said.
We were looking to pretty hit during that season.
we were all pretty down in the finale.
There was a point where like none of us were talking to each other, and then like after everything we would like look over at each other and all of us were just like sobbing.
The show's good, man. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, I can't watch that, it's for fucking kids.
Grow up.
Like, shut up, man. Watch the show.
Yeah, grow up. It's good. It's a good show.
Just enjoy the show, man. It's fun.
It's a very good show.
It's got some emotion. It's got some heart in there, man.
The characters are great.
It's fun.
There's some stuff that really hits deep.
And it's really not all that kiddie. It's pretty aggressive.
No, yeah, it is. Especially the new season that came out.
Season 1 can be kind of kiddie, I guess. Not like kiddie, actually. I wouldn't say.
But they're kids.
I wouldn't say any of it's kiddie, but
I would say the first season. I wouldn't say it's kiddie, but I mean,
it's the most.
If you think it's kiddie, it's because they are kids.
It's the most kiddie. Once you get to season 4, man, it's pretty dark. It's horror.
Yeah, it was pretty dark.
It's horror. Season 4 is based off of Nightmare on Elm Street a little bit.
Yeah, I remember we were like, what? Because it was completely different than the other seasons.
Because the first episode of season 4 ends on a fucking dark ass note. And it just keeps going. Which season 3 is pretty dark too, for being honest.
Season 3 is my favorite season.
Season 3 is fucking phenomenal. But Season 3's got some dark stuff. The villain creature in Season 3 is fucked.
Yeah. We also do like Billy.
Get over it.
Yeah.
He wasn't perfect. He was definitely a dick, but, you know.
Me, you, and our old roommate.
He was raised into that.
We used to hype Billy up.
It's the Red Ranger. But, yeah.
Oh, shit. Those were the days.
But, we're going to a fucking another convention in Philadelphia, and Joseph Quinn and what's the cheerleader's name? I can't think of
Chrissy.
her name. But yeah, I don't know the actress's name.
Oh, I don't remember her name either, but she plays Chrissy.
They're both gonna be there.
Chrissy, wake up.
And we would love to meet them. It just depends on how everything else goes, because there's some other people there that definitely take precedent over them. But we'll see. Maybe.
Yeah.
I would love to meet Joseph Quinn.
Oh my god, me too. And Alan and I both have Hellfire shirts.
I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be sweet if we could get Joseph Quinn to sign the Hellfire shirts.
That's our goal, at least. But the conventions that we do go to for specific people that we want to see is like pricey.
Yeah, the Philly one. I think if Joseph goes to the Chicago one, we'll have to see if he goes to that one. If he goes to that one, we'll have a better chance of it. Because the Philly one, man.
There are some
Fucking Hayden Christensen's gonna be there, bitch. Shut up.
Yeah. And Sean Astin.
Come on now.
Sean Astin and Hayden Christensen. Their stuff is pricey.
It's expensive. We already have Sean Astin's autograph, actually, but we've never met him. It was just the autograph that we got online.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to meet him. That'd be really cool.
Honestly, we have to take a picture. Like Sean Astin and Hayden Christensen, we have to take a picture. There's no way that I would walk out of there without a picture.
I gotta rehearse some lines for when we meet Hayden, because I'm not gonna know what to say. I'm gonna be starstruck. I'm gonna be like a kid.
Me too.
A giddy little schoolgirl.
Me too. I think it's safe to say that we both had a crush on Hayden Christensen in Revenge of the Sith.
Still do.
Yeah. Something about him in Revenge of the Sith.
Hey. Come on now. Be honest.
Something about him in that movie. I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of water he was drinking, but
that Kevin Hart meme. So
he was drinking some type of water that did something.
Yeah. So for this video, I think we'll cut it into the shows.